CWA, they respond to him like there's nothing to it. I can't get these documents. He gets them overnight.
Hello, welcome everyone to Sandy Hook Facts and sandyhookfacts.com. I am your host, CWA. Hey, today we're going to talk about Lieutenant Sinko's dash cam. Hoaxers are in full-on disinformation mode as to these dash cams. This is as a result of Wolfgang Halbig's Freedom of Information Act request, where he is requesting, among other things, a copy of Lieutenant Sinko's dash cam. I think it's important to make this video to clear up assertions that Wolfgang Halbig is making. Not only is the information false, I think it also demonstrates that they're not just asking questions, they're actually making false assertions and statements they know or should know, but basically do know, are false, and they're just saying it to help push their narrative. Sandy Hook Facts and Wolfgang Halbig are in possession of identical copies of Lieutenant Sinko's dash cams. A few people have them, but me and Wolfgang have the same copies. Newtown was very responsive to the FOIA request, and if anybody wants a copy, they just need to submit a proper request. Newtown will respond. They'll tell you to pay the $10, and they'll send you a copy of Lieutenant Sinko's dash cam. This is not top secret information. You can get this. Then you will have your own copy, and then you can fact check me to see if I'm telling the truth about what we have on these copies. I don't have posted on YouTube a full copy of Lieutenant Sinko's dash cam. And the reason for that is because YouTube will not accept the upload without copyright issues. Lieutenant Sinko was assigned to a construction job, and for a long period in the video, you can hear his radio playing country music in the background, and these songs set off YouTube's copyright protections, I guess. And so that's what happens if you try to upload Sinko's dash cam to YouTube. Wolfgang, however, via his employee or agent or whatever you want to call him, 03, his co-host at a minimum, they worked together, did publish a copy of Wolfgang's copy of Lieutenant Sinko's dash cam on Zeekly. Watch the whole video of Sinko. I know, comparing my copy to what they have posted, that we have the same videos. Despite the fact that we have the video, and Wolfgang has even posted a copy on his agent's channel on Zeekly, during the FOIA hearings and subsequent to that, Wolfgang's attorney, L.K. Wilson, and Wolfgang himself lie and claim they have not received copies of Lieutenant Sinko's dash cam. Okay, so let's listen to that so we know where they stand.
Got documents for a year and a half.
Oh, yeah.
I have to go out, hire an attorney. We have spent over $58,000 just getting information, and I still don't have it. The one dash cam that I wanted from Lieutenant Sinko, to this day, I have not gotten it. But this FOIA office is in their report. They'll tell you, I got it, I have it, and I got it in a timely manner.
Wow. The commission... It states the commission also found in Halbig versus Newtown that Lieutenant Sinko's dash camera video had been promptly provided to the complainant by Newtown. To this day, we still do not have the Lieutenant Sinko dash camera video. We do not have it. And I don't know how the commission could have found that without comparing what we have versus what was allegedly provided by the town. And without doing that comparison, I don't know how that conclusion could be reached. As paragraph 15.
Argument as to whether or not the...
And to this day, I have still not been provided under the FOIA laws a true and accurate copy of his dash cam. Why? But if you read the ruling by the Connecticut FOIA commissioners, they will tell you that I received a true and accurate copy, and not only that, that I received it in a very timely manner. Now, my question yesterday was going to be for the commissioners, have any of you actually watched it?
How do you know it's not the real?
Because I took it to Dallas, Texas, to the corporate offices of WatchGuard,
Right.
who actually, to this day, I do not have it. And I'm glad it's going to open up the hearing. We can bring that back up.
What was the evidence that the guy in Dallas found that it
He
wasn't?
found out that it's been altered and tampered.
In what
And it, well, number one, Whenever
Whenever you get a dash cam, you ask for public record, it has to be given to you in the context that it would survive in a courtroom. You can't just pick fragments, that, to manipulate it. You have to get a true public record, okay, which will stand the test inside the classroom. That
never make it into a courtroom.
Why?
No, because it's been tampered and altered. You can't.
No, but do you know, and I'm just curious, like, is there a part of it missing, or?
Well,
it's
number
not-
one, are you ready?
or-
Watch
yeah.
this. First request. Correct me if I say something wrong.
No, go ahead, Wolf, I think
We
you're correct.
requested a true and accurate copy of Lieutenant George Sinko's dash cam, right? Okay, we get a copy of it, and when you finally, after an hour working on it in Dallas, you see an Officer Mulhall at the very bottom, and it has the date and time stamp. Well, how is that Officer Sinko's dash cam if it says Officer Mulhall?
So Wolfgang claims that the video he really wants is Lieutenant Sinko's dash cam. Why? Why? That's the first question. First, we already have it. Second, we know from the final report and from public record what's out there in the public domain. Lieutenant Sinko sat at the construction site and was not a first responder. He sat there for several hours after the shooting. We know this. We have it on video. We have the report. We have the newspaper articles showing his reprimand for doing this. And we know he did this. So why does Wolfgang want a second copy of this video? In my opinion, he wants it just as his money maker de jour. He says this and the hoaxers' eyes get so wide and they open their wallets wide. That's what he does. He makes these claims to get people to give him money. Because there's not much else to be learned from Lieutenant Sinko's dash cam.
We've generated about $84,000.
He's not on scene during the immediate aftermath. He doesn't get there till after 11:30 or so. The video reflects that. Public record reflects that. We know that. Let's talk about the state police in the final report real quick. In December 2014, the State of Connecticut and the Connecticut State Police released over 10,000 documents, investigative reports, subpoena information, and photographs. As far as I know, this was an unprecedented release of information by any public agency related to any mass shooting ever in the history of the world. No shooting even comes close as far as I've ever seen. If you can show me a bigger report that's been published about mass shooting, then I'll admit a bigger one's been published and say that Sandy Hook is the second one. So, all right, so they did what they don't do for any other report. They released their information. They redacted blood. They redacted videos of children escaping and some of the gory details, autopsy reports and such. So that's what's redacted out. We have a lot of documents other than that. Even with Columbine, there's a lot of documents out there available for Columbine. If you search the internet, you'll find a lot. Those were not released by the state in a big final report like Connecticut did for Sandy Hook. What happened was the father of Brooks Brown, and Brooks Brown was a Columbine student and a friend of the shooters, but he did a bunch of FOIA requests and he has released those documents into the public domain. And we have more of that than we have from like an official report from Columbine. Plus they went through several lawsuits and discovery and stuff has been leaked out. Like they didn't release those photos of the shooter deceased. They didn't release any blood photos with Columbine either, but a few have gotten leaked out over time. After about 3 years, they came out in an Inquirer and such like that. So that's Columbine. But basically, after that release of information, the Connecticut State Police will simply not release documents that they have related to this shooting. I've requested documents, and documents have been requested, and even if they should be released, Connecticut does not release them. So that's been my experience. Now, Connecticut State Police claims exemptions, whether as a matter of law those exemptions apply. I have my own opinion, and then we're going to have to let the legal process work its way out as to how Connecticut State Police, and whether Connecticut State Police have to release it. And also, as to a couple other videos Halbig is requesting, the Chapman video, Newtown claims, shows identity of children on it. And so at some point we may see Newtown intervene and request an exemption based on that. Connecticut State Police consistently maintain that it's not subject to disclosure because it's seized property. We'll see how that works for them. Before we get too far off track, let's get back to Sinko's dash cam. As we discussed, we know what Sinko was doing. He's a lieutenant, but for that day, he was doing an extra duty assignment at a construction job. So we know what goes on with the police officers. They get these overtime assignments and they sit out there probably on his day off or whatever and works a construction site. As a lieutenant, probably day to day, he doesn't drive a patrol car like he was driving that day. Right? So he was out there in a patrol car doing construction. You can see on the video where I think the lane goes down to one lane, so he's controlling traffic, it looks like. But in any case, he's not a patrol officer, he's a lieutenant. So they probably assigned him an available car for the day, which was Mulhall's. And so that's a marked car, and that's what he was using out there on his assignment. For the whole assignment, the dash cam was running. So most of it's just him sitting there parked. You're just staring at a building because he's parked, in the construction zone, as cops do, monitoring traffic. Around sometime after 11, he gets a call. I think it's around 11:20, he gets a call, and he heads and first the Newtown police station gets whatever, then he heads to the Sandy Hook Fire Department, then he heads to Treadway Park for Lieutenant Vance's press conference that we're pretty well all familiar with. All right, and so that's what this video reflects. What happened that day, what we know happened with Sinko that day. Now, as part of Connecticut State Police's investigation, the Connecticut State Police seized this dash cam from the Newtown Police Department. This is one of the items seized. We have a document in the final report documenting this. It is a signed document by an investigating officer, and it indicates that a DVD copy was seized into evidence. Okay, and it lists out the files seized on that DVD. There's 7 video files. The document is document 79290. Then it has the document titles. Title 1, 01, fragment 01, and then 02, 03, etc. Okay, so that's what's on the DVD that the state police have in their possession that they seized from Newtown. The report also indicates that the video displays the title Car 17 off Mulhall. So Car 17, Officer Mulhall. And that indicates that the recording they have has the same information, the Officer Mulhall thing. Lieutenant Sinko didn't change the name, obviously. But in any event, we know that the copy maintained by Connecticut State Police shows this construction thing, because it says it on the report, and it has the Mulhall name on it, as does the video in our possession, as does the video in the possession of Wolfgang Halbig. All right, and these are the documents that have been maintained by Newtown Police, the Connecticut State Police, and we also have them. The report indicates the lengths on each of the video fragments. Video 1 is 39 minutes and 12 seconds. Video 2 is 5 minutes and 56 seconds. Video 3 is 7 minutes and 12 seconds, etc. So they match. The document in the possession of Wolfgang Halbig, the state police, and myself, the times, the length of the video files, and the number of video files all match. All right. So if Wolfgang actually is successful in spending tens of thousands of dollars of his donors' money chasing the video from Connecticut State Police, and they're probably getting a kick out of this, if Wolfgang is successful in wresting from their possession Lieutenant Sinko's video, what it is going to be, according to their own report, is the same document that we already have. So that's what he's going to get. I mean, we have the times of the one in the possession of the state police. We have it. We know what they have. And we know what we have, and they know that they match. The document in our possession and the document as listed in the final report released in December 2014 match. Okay. Do we have any other evidence? Yes, we do. Lieutenant Sinko is on the video that we're discussing. Lieutenant Sinko's on the video talking from inside the vehicle. We can hear him.
Carol, it's LT. I just got your message. All right, I'm headed in now.
Fabulous. Thank you, sir.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.
He gets called LT. We know it's the lieutenant.
And then I
We
got
hear
called
others
in.
talking to
I
him.
haven't talked to the chief or captain yet, so I'm not sure what they want me doing. Yeah, I think they're calling me to handle the PIO stuff, but I'll find out when I get there. All right, goodbye.
We actually see him on the video. We see him and hear him entering both sides of the car. We see him standing in front of the car.
Go ahead. 3 HQ to 1. 1 HQ. Alright, I got separated from Lieutenant Vance. You see him there? I'm at Treadwell waiting. I have him in front of me. I'll tell him where you are.
This is Lieutenant Sinko. We know what he looks like. It's in numerous press conferences. All right, it can't be denied. And we see him on the video. We hear him on the video. And it's not Mulhall. So Mulhall's name is on the video, but Newtown is asserting to both the state police and to us that this was Sinko. And then in addition to that, when you watch, if you do watch the video, you will see that it actually is Sinko. All right. Now, obviously, Kay Wilson has these documents. Kay Wilson has the final report. Kay Wilson has Wolfgang Halbig assisting her, and Wolfgang has all of these videos and the reports. Wolfgang claims to be an expert on the final report and claims many times he has read all of the report. And, you know, as far as I know, he has. I'll give him that he's read the whole report. So Wolfgang knows that in the final report is the document of Lieutenant Sinko's dash cam. Well, you can't think he's been going through all this and hasn't just simply read the document involving Sinko's dash cam, right? He knows that it says Mulhall. He didn't have to go to Texas and pay an expert to tell him Mulhall's name is on the video. He just could have looked at the video, as Sandy Hook Hoax was showing him how to do, and as 03 admitted he knew how to do. And as was in the report that Wolfgang had, the document that Wolfgang had in his hand, but he decided to go to Texas to pay an expert to tell him it said Mulhall on it. And that's between him and his donors, just like he's paying Kay Wilson to chase after this video. All right? She made a specific point of this video. Kay Wilson is a diligent attorney, obviously. Either she is or she should be. And so she surely would have read simply a couple of pages on what's on Sinko's dash cam. The document she's going to hearings to get, she surely has reviewed what's on it according to the state police. She's going to them to try to get the document. You can't expect me to think that a diligent search would not have her, actually just read what state police have. So she knows, or she reasonably should know. We're going to hold these people to the standard of experts and attorneys and experts in their field that they demand to have. They can have that. All right, so they know, or they reasonably should know. So when they tell the commission, so when Kay Wilson says this to the commission,
that Lieutenant Sinko's dash camera video had been promptly provided to the complainant by Newtown. To this day, we still do not have the Lieutenant Sinko dash camera video. We do not have.
That is a lie, because she knows, or reasonably should know, that they already have this dash cam. They've posted it. We know they have. Kay Wilson is not being truthful. She is playing to her clients' hoaxer donors to help Wolfgang Halbig raise money. And why? Because Wolfgang Halbig takes that money and pays her to chase after documents they already have. So that's not a bad little gig. She gets to pretend that she's doing an important case with press people chasing after her. All right? And so that's her business, and she's making money doing this. And Wolfgang, of course, makes more money, obviously, than he actually spends on Kay Wilson. This is a win-win for this team right here. Right? This is money. Personally, I find it despicable. I find the actions of Kay Wilson, the way she will stand up there and make accusations designed to hurt Newtown people, false accusations, I find it despicable. All right? They've given her the dash cam. And so hurting these people to chase these ghosts that they invent for themselves, it's just disgusting. I find it disgusting. And while I would not expect more from Wolfgang Halbig, this is what he is. I think Kay Wilson should get off the hoaxer train. I think it is despicable to do this. How dare you, Kay Wilson, stand up there and say you don't have Lieutenant Sinko's dash cam? I guess that'll do it for today. Hope I cleared it up a little bit. Hope it wasn't too long-winded. This is CW Wade, and this is Sandy Hook Facts at sandyhookfacts.com. And those are the facts. And we'll catch you on the next one.